when my head hit the ground, there was a crack like a baseball bat breaking, but then there was also this intense, chaotic dissonance, and then everything locked up. So much of this injury relates to the brain and how the brain connects to the body and how the mind connects to the brain.
I was in Patagonia. I used to do a lot of photo and video work, ski mountaineering trips.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah.
5 years ago I had a spinal cord injury that really altered the course of my trajectory in life.
I've had 10 surgeries, 3 brain surgeries, a hysterectomy. I was having blood come out of my breasts.
It's a growth, a benign growth wrapped around my pituitary gland. Turns out there was no testosterone in my body, and it's wrapped right kind of in the very middle of my head. It is very difficult to get to, so we haven't tried to get it out surgically.
I had a pretty hard speed flying crash a little over a year ago, and I was in a lot of pain. I kind of knew right away, and that was really scary. So my level of injury was L3, 4, and 5 in the lumbar vertebrae. I was in denial for a while, for sure.
I kind of made my peace that day.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, actually. I went through the whole Western medical system. And the first thing that did to me was get me addicted to opiates.
The nerve pain meds, the spasticity meds, they all made me very disoriented.
And so people are looking for something that's safer, more cost-effective, and less problems.
I was just totally out of it all the time.
Feels like so much the Western medicine culture, you know, patients aren't often a participant in their own recovery.
I'm raised as a Christian Scientist. That means that we don't see doctors and we rely on spiritual prayer for healing.
If there's anything I can do to affect my own recovery, I'm gonna take an active role in that.
Mushrooms have probably been used for the last 5 millennium for purposes of health and well-being.
When I started to learn about the mushrooms, I was taught about how their role in nature is they form the networks between trees.
I was trying to figure out what material was first of nature that had a metamorphosis present.
My awareness of like my body and myself have always just kind of been with this sort of spiritual thing.
And what I think is so incredible about mushrooms, there is this hidden secretive nature to them.
And to bring it down to earth, I feel like has been really rewarding.
Because of the nature of medicinal mushrooms and their benefits on reducing inflammation in the body and modulating the immune system, that probably all chronic health conditions can be treated with medicinal mushrooms.
I started doing week-long mega dose detoxes, and I noticed immediately the swelling go down. I felt stronger. I could feel the reconnection happening.
Starting around like 6 to 8 months, I started experimenting with lion's mane and cordyceps extracts. My mindset changed a lot. I was definitely in a way better headspace, being more stoked to like get out and return to normal life.
It feels like the central nervous system being reconnected, reintegrated.
When people go in the forest, they actually feel connecting with our nature self.
Through the mind, body, and spirit.
Working on that place seems to be where all other healing comes from.
Just the actual experience of going out and being with nature is incredibly important.
So now with the mushrooms, I've been taking some turkey tail tincture. Now I've got the reishi powder.
It started at 1.2 pounds, 4 to 5 cups that I need to finish within the next 10 days.
And so I had like a bite of a mushroom chocolate, like a really small amount of psilocybin. And instead of being recreational, all of a sudden I had muscles that hadn't worked in the 10 months since my accident that just started like, immediately started working. It was just totally unexpected. Could both send signals that were being received with more strength and also receiving feedback from my extremities in ways that I hadn't felt in a long time. I still don't think, 4 5 years later that there's been any sort of clinical research, to my knowledge, about nerve trauma and psilocybin.
We are going to engage in some type of regimen, taking psilocybin and documenting any perceivable effects.
There's some reasons to think that there's a lot of potential there.
Woke up the next morning, actually felt someone brush against my toes at the end of the bed.
When we reintegrate, our body knows what to do.
I've often thought to myself, I'm just trying to get the ghost back in the body.
When you need things, the universe provides.
I don't want to be a pessimist, so I just kind of have trying to been open to everything.
I can see and feel and experience that what these have been doing to help support my nervous system is the same thing that they do in nature.
I do think I'm going to walk again. I do.
This tastes kind of like licking the forest floor or something. It's intense.
I need to keep all the memories alive of all the experiences that I've had as much as I can.